Chandler! Chandler.
Did you guys hear that?
Hey.
Hey, how's it going?
Adam? What are you doing in there?
Just, whatever. Just hanging out. What are you doing?
I'm trying to film a TV show.
Oh, nice. I'll be out there in a minute.
Welcome to Crave TV.
Hi, I'm Adam Hegstead, a chef and restaurateur in the Northwest. I'm all about the people because that's what hospitality is built on.
Hi, I'm Chandler Baird, local foodie and lifestyle influencer at Spokane Eats. I'm all about highlighting our local eateries and the communities that support them.
Crave TV is the telling of stories through visiting the places and restaurants, meeting the people who make it happen, and talking to the chefs who help create this amazing industry. This is Crave TV.
So thank you for having us. This is a great facility. Really appreciate it.
You know you're always welcome.
So how long have you guys been here?
Well, let's see. I think you started Wandering Table the same time I started Roast House. So was that 2010?
Yeah, somewhere around there, yeah.
Yeah, so it's been 12 years in this facility.
So what do you guys do here?
We roast coffee. And we roast coffee from 10, 20 different countries around the equator. They're all fair trade, certified organic, shade grown, bird friendly, and women premium. So, and Adam, you were the first of our partners ever to adopt the support of women premium coffees. I think it was about 12.
Yeah.
2012. We couldn't get anybody to pay that extra 50 cents or $1 that we were paying to the farmers to meet us halfway.
Well, it makes like a big difference where the coffee's coming from. Like
Oh.
that amount of money is like
Yeah.
big. Yeah.
Oh, it's life-changing.
Yeah.
So it goes from children not being educated, going hungry. It's even known in coffee countries around the world. They're called the hungry months. And they just expect to go hungry for 3 to 6 months a year. So that premium paid directly to the women means they are more careful with their money. They make sure it feeds their children, educates their children. So and they produce some of the finest coffee in the world.
Well, and then speaking of those relationships, I mean, I think that's how you decide where the coffee's coming from.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us about that process a little bit.
Well, one, it has to be tasty as heck. It has to be grown in a
Of course.
sustainable,
Again,
natural.
why we support you.
Yeah. No. But it has to be grown sustainably, so ecologically, no deforestation, no degradation of the water systems. That's the only type of coffee we support. But, there can be 10,000 farmers in every country we buy from.
Yeah.
So we spend a lot of time tasting coffees. We have this little roaster, which you'll see in a moment, where we are roasting 100-gram samples every day, 20 different samples from different farmers in a country.
And then tasting them all side
And
by
then
side.
tasting them all, yeah.
That's very interesting.
And that's how we determine. And then, does it fit our customers' profile?
And what do you also own First Avenue Coffee.
Yes.
What do you guys serve there?
We serve 10 different coffees
Okay.
there. So when we built that out, we wanted it to be a true coffee house, all about coffee. So we have 10 different coffee choices.
Wow.
Anytime you walk through that bar, from 3 espresso choices, 4 pour-over choices, 2 cold brew nitro
yeah.
choices,
It's one of my favorites.
a
Yeah.
couple of drip choices. So that's the goal. Is
Okay.
Well, then you always have a couple specialties in there, like some higher end, very nice quality coffees as well.
So we've become known for having these really unique, affordable, sustainable coffees, or not so affordable,
Yeah.
sustainable coffees.
But it's a nice treat.
I still preferred it French press, small
Really?
French press. So I don't like
Classic.
paper coming between me and my coffee.
Okay.
So
Oh, that makes sense.
yeah, don't you drink it French press too?
I
or
drink
espresso?
everywhere. So I like cold brew, nitro. I mean, I'm really not as picky as coffee.
I am snotty as hell.
You should be. You absolutely
It's
should
a
be.
French press or nothing.
Oh my
Thank you
goodness.
so much for having us.
Thank
we
you.
really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Being a part of this community and then also letting us see everything.
And the years of support. Thank you. So
Well, it sounds like they're doing a lot of fun things back here, so let's go check it out.
All right. let's do it.
please come on in.
All right, so let's hear about the roasting process.
Yeah, absolutely. So this right here is a Dietrich roaster.
Okay.
This is a 2.5 kilo. The one over there behind us is a 12 kilo. So this is what we use for all of our sample roasting. Depending on whether we're going to a dark roast or a medium or a light roast will determine a lot of the flavor profiles. The other aspect that'll change flavor profiles is going to be like where we got the coffee from. So this coffee in particular is from Colombia. We have stuff from Ethiopia, Peru. And so when we're sampling coffees, we're going to roast it on this little baby bean burner. And sample roasting, we almost always have the same profile. So that's what the little baby roaster's for sample roasting, for giving producers feedback, for picking which coffees we're going to buy.
Yeah.
We also do all of our high-end offerings on this. So we get in those coffees that are pushing $100 a pound.
Speaking of that, should we go try some coffee?
Let's get to
Absolutely.
it.
All right,
Absolutely.
show us what you got. All right, so what do we got?
All right, so this is our tasting room. We have 20 different coffees on the menu at any given time. People can come in, try them. Tasters are always complimentary. And then, you know, if you see a bag of beans that you like, that you want to try before you buy, we've got our little pour-over brewing over there where we brew by the cup on our mod bar, which is a fancy little single cup brewer.
Yeah, these are very cool.
And then these are our espresso
Little
machines,
shots.
so we can do some more like classic espresso beverages, and then we'll taste some cold brews on
All right.
nitro as well.
All right,
what
Should
are
I
you
taste
pouring
some
for us?
goodies?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, all right, deal. So over here, we have our cold brew nitro, which we brew in-house. And so we've got our F-bomb, which is our classic. You met Deb, so you can get where that name came from. Stands for fantastic, of course.
Yeah, yeah.
And then we have a
Fire
single
trucks.
origin from fireworks, exactly.
Yeah.
From Ethiopia, which is going to be a lot fruitier, juicier. African coffees tend to have more citrusy floral tones, whereas the F-bomb is more like chocolatey. It's a coffee from Latin America.
Oh, it's so
Smell the
creamy.
floral
Isn't that
tones.
crazy?
Yeah.
So good.
And then over here, we have a very exciting coffee.
It almost smells like blueberries, like blueberry
I know,
pie.
fruity
Isn't that
and
unreal?
florally.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Ethiopias they're one of those love or hate. I feel like they're like sours and beer. Where you either like love them or you're like, no, I don't want my beer to be sour. Ethiopia's, well, we have a great coffee
it's
from
really
the
good.
Congo, Kenyan coffees, Rwanda's. All of them tend to have this like really bright, pronounced floral and
Yeah, definitely.
red berries to
Oh, yeah.
citrus.
Yeah, a little
Great.
citrus
I love
on
that.
there. Yeah, for sure.
Exactly. And then the Alchaski is, which I brewed on the pour over, is a coffee from Peru. So
Okay.
we started working with this young cooperative in Peru back in 2014. And in 18, they said, well, hey, we'd really like to drink our coffee, like know what it tastes like. And so we partnered with a couple organizations to build a lab for them where they could roast their
That's
own
very cool.
coffee, taste
my
it.
gosh.
And so then out of that came what they call microlots, which are, so if you've got a co-op of 200 producers, the microlots are those like little high-end lots that are a little more complex, a little juicier, and this is their second harvest of that micro lot. So super fun.
Very cool, yeah.
Thank you both for showing us around.
Thank
Yeah.
you for being here.
you.
It's a wonderful day.
It's beautiful.
Great having you guys.
Enjoy your bike ride.
Aaron, I'll
boogie.
see you in the morning.
All right, and we are gonna go head off and get some donuts. I feel like I hear maybe like a parade or something.
Is that a donut parade?
Would you look at that? We are here
We're
and we
here.
are ready to make some donuts.
Smell the sugar in the air.
Yes,
Can't
the
wait to
best
see the
smell.
process.
We are back in the kitchen at the donut parade. This is where the magic happens, and Nathan's gonna show us how it's done, right?
Okay, do my best.
Let's do it.
So here we have some raised dough that we're gonna roll out.
Okay. That's a good amount of dough. How many donuts will that make?
This makes, depending on what we're making, between 60 and 75
Wow.
donuts.
So you're just flouring with basic flour
Yep,
and kneading.
we knead it. We punch it down. I always
Uh-huh,
tell our
that's the best
staff
part.
that we hire that you get to put whoever's face you want to on this when you're at work and you need to get something off your chest.
Uh-huh.
And then we cover it and let it sit for about 13 minutes.
All right. So we gave this some time to rise, 12 minutes. Now we're gonna roll it out, and you've got your nice little frame.
Yes, we're gonna roll it out. Nice little frame. We have to relax the dough. If you don't relax the dough, then when you cut the donuts, they'll relax, and so you'll end up with skinny small donuts. We have to poke holes in the dough. The purpose of this is to prevent air bubbles.
Okay.
Okay. And then this is where I think we're slightly different than a lot of shops. We use this guide and we roll it out like this.
Yeah.
And that way I can have essentially a baker at any level come up with consistent
Perfect rectangle.
depth of donuts.
Yeah.
We use, this is from my construction background, but we actually use a T-square to cut our maple bars because I couldn't find a maple bar cutter that ended up in a size that I liked.
Okay.
So we use this to cut them exactly the size that we want, and it also allows us to do some custom orders where we can make maple bars that are twice as long as normal or twice as thick as normal, and it's just a really easy calculation for the baker to figure out. Okay.
Voila.
And then all we have to do next is put them on screens, put them in the proofer, but this is baby maple bars, we say.
Yeah.
Or chocolate bar.
Great. Well,
candy
let's
donut.
get some fresh donuts out to Adam. I know he's probably starving, and then we'd love to chat a little bit more.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Let's do it.
All right. So, you see what we made you?
Beautiful. You made those all by yourself?
We made all of them.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, but I need to know. I know I made it, but what's that one?
That one is a buttermilk donut.
Buttermilk, okay.
Yeah.
With
One
some
is it the
maple?
same batter?
Yeah, with some maple. No, it's actually totally different batter.
Okay.
It's similar to an old fashioned
Okay.
in flavor, but it's a lot fluffier inside.
So I heard you've been doing this for 3 years.
Yeah.
So what are some of the, trials and tribulations that you've gone through?
It's just been a lot of work.
Yeah.
Mostly, and a lot of it because the support from the community was so good that it just started off way faster than we thought.
Mhm.
And we don't have any background in the restaurant industry, so learning how to manage it and make stuff and
still put out
like,
quality.
Yeah.
yeah, and our quality, honestly, the first year our quality went down quite a bit. Like we did okay at the beginning, and then as we were learning how to manage it, like the quality dropped pretty significantly. Yes.
So, no background in the industry. Why did you buy a donut shop?
We were, at the time, we were really involved with youth mentoring. So, and one of the things that I tried to do, I had a construction company, and it was really hard to hire kids that were under 18 because Ellen and I had so many restrictions with what they could and couldn't do. And so we were looking for something we could do in this neighborhood that we could hire younger people. And that side of the business, it's really fun because we've been able to do way more of that. It took off way faster than we expected.
Okay.
Our first day, we made about 700 donuts. High-fived each other, thought we did awesome. Our staff started coming in, and we opened at 6, and one of them accidentally left the door unlocked at 5:15, and we were sold out by 6:30.
Stop.
Yeah.
700 donuts?
Wow.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was wild. It was so bad that we had pre-orders for the day that we were supposed to set aside, and the donuts went so fast that I didn't even catch that, and I had to call and apologize to everybody that we were supposed to have donuts
Oh
for,
my God,
and
I
we
bet they
don't
were
have your donut. I'm
mad.
making more, but no, they all handled it really well, actually. That's like part of the community support, though. Is like there's some of them are still like consistent customers that we're friends with now.
So you did 700 donuts. Like, how many donuts do you guys do now? Like, what's your
Depends
daily or
on the
weekly?
day.
Yeah.
Somewhere between 1,000 and 2,000.
Yeah. That's a lot of donuts.
It's a lot.
And what's it like running the business with your spouse?
Mostly good. It's busy.
And you
Until
guys
you
have
run
4 kids.
Yeah.
I'm sure your kids think y'all are like the coolest people ever for owning a donut shop.
Only when we take donuts
Donuts
to
home.
sports teams.
Oh, yeah.
That makes
You're the
it-
favorites
that
for
makes
sure.
it worth it. But
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we need to
So
try
good.
a couple more and make sure.
Yeah, so we got old fashioned there.
Yeah, I'm going for old fashioned.
Yep.
Got blueberry cake, chocolate cake,
Yeah, it's so good.
maple bar is the top seller out of here.
Well, thank you so much for showing us.
Thanks for
This
coming
is
by.
Yes,
Such
thanks for
a
the
cool
donuts.
process to see all this, and glad that you guys are here.
Well, thank you. It's good.
you.
Good to hang out.
Next up, we're heading over to Kismet. All right, chef, what are we making today?
Today we're gonna make tacos huetos. It's
Okay.
one of our the fan favorites, and we'll make a little ceviche. Put it together. All right, so the tacos huetos, we take the beef. We get beef cheek in.
Oh,
We
yeah,
braise
nice.
it for a while. We braise it in kind of like a cardamom and allspice and a couple like warming spices
Yeah.
to make kind of a barbacoa flavor.
Yeah.
We braise that for a while and then take it out, mix it in with a whole bunch of manchego cheese, and kind of just take the tacos, dip them in the fryer just for a second, and kind of fold them over. And then we get to this
Yeah.
part of it.
The kind of street style
Yeah,
taco.
the street style taco. And
Yeah.
then
Are those
to
fresh
order
tortillas?
fresh tortillas.
Yeah, dude, those look nice.
And then to order, we just put them in a nice hot pan like this, and I'll get the color on that I'm looking for. I'll flip it over. I'll kind of kill the heat, and that's when I work on the plating part of it. We ferment our own hot sauce here, so just a combination of a couple different dried chilies that we use,
Okay.
and then it's nice and bright and vibrant, and then take that, and then
Mostly
we just
all dried chilies.
all dried chilies, yeah,
Vinegar.
a little vinegar,
Salt.
and then we finish it with a little lime juice.
Nice. Yeah, those look
A little
really
bit of salt, just nice and crispy. Let's take a little bit of our pico de gallo and kind of put that on top there, and then hit it one more time with some sauce, and that's it.
Yeah, that's beautiful. What's up
Okay.
next?
All right, and then we'll just do the ceviche.
Okay.
So the ahi itself, we get albacore actually. The albacore is not cooked. We're just gonna dice that up, and we're gonna add it to the shrimp. And the shrimp we do like agua chili style. So
Okay.
we take the fish and we use some pretty simple ingredients. Add a decent amount of
Hot
that.
sauce. And that's got a little acid to it too.
Yep.
Yeah, and again, I think it's just
Oops.
keeping it simple too, but you having all those same thing that
Right.
you're marinating that shrimp so it's cooked, has that cooked texture, and then you have the hot sauce in there.
Really thinly shaved
Radishes.
radishes go on there, and then our house
Pickled red onion.
pickled red onion
Classic.
kind of goes on top. Very classic, yes. And then I like to get the chilies like as thin as I can, and not get too many. So the nice thing about like where I live and my family is my grandmother lives in the Mattawa area, so she gets me a lot of this produce that we get in here and a lot of my chilies, and they're spicy. This is mojo verde,
Okay.
so it's got like
Classic Spanish sauce.
classic Spanish sauce, lots of cilantro,
Yeah.
coriander,
Yeah.
just a little bit of cumin, and it's just
Acid.
acid, and you just kind of puree it and let like the simple flavors kind of speak for themselves.
Nice and very bright, colorful.
And that's it.
That's great.
So,
All right, let's go bring those out.
right on.
Hello.
Hello.
We made some snacks back there.
I love that for us.
Well,
make?
unfortunately,
Oh no, I can't eat that, can
I
I?
have this one.
What did y'all make?
All right, Dan, what do we got, chef?
So we made the tacos huetos, and we made ceviche.
Oh,
It's got a little bit of like
smells so
braised
good.
beef cheeks, some fermented hot sauce, pico de gallo on top, some
Okay.
albacore tuna, shrimp.
beef cheeks. Sorry, which cheek? Like
Beef cheeks.
Like literal beef cheeks.
Beef cheeks, yes.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah. Not the.
And what's not the
Not the
yeah,
butt cheek.
Okay. So what's the benefit of a beef cheek? Like why do they choose that?
Just a lot more flavor. It's definitely a muscle. Like it's got a lot of collagen and different like things in it that make the stock that goes with it excellent, and the meat itself really.
Like gives it like a really beefy flavor and like very unctuous, and so it's like when you're putting it into something like this and you want to like pull out a lot of that flavor, and you're gonna keep it inside of that taco shell.
Okay.
Yeah.
And collagen, so it's good for our skin, right?
Yeah, exactly, perfect.
Love that. So
Yeah, and it comes from Snake River Farms too. So
Oh,
yeah.
even better.
that's
yeah.
one of the
Even better.
yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Then we have ceviche here. Describe that.
Ceviche. So the ceviche, we kind of took a molding of two different cultures. We did the Spanish style, that's more like a crudo, and just did that with a light cure. But we also do the agua chili, the shrimp. We kind of cook it for about a day and a half in just lime juice,
Oh my
aromatics, a whole bunch of other things like that. So
Kismet, is it Mexican? Like, what's your
I always like to
inspiration?
say that's like kind of Latin inspired. We kind of
Okay.
I have a lot of those ties just because that's the culture I grew up learning how to cook mostly, but we change the menu a lot, and we make kind of whatever is good and whatever we can get our hands on. We want to make good food, and we put our little. Sometimes there's Latin influences it. Sometimes it's just maybe a tiny Latin spice, but we just want to say Latin inspired because some of the stuff is very, very traditional, Hispanic, and when I say traditional, I mean traditional from like my family. So no offense to anybody that's grandma's tamales are their traditional, but
or mole,
or mole or all that
whatever,
stuff that we make.
Right.
But we try to do what we do, and we kind of do our own little flair, but we do everything. We kind of run that because we have pastas and stuff on the menu too, so we kind of do everything.
Whatever you want. We got to stay creative to like keep things fun and exciting.
And to keep me not bored.
Right.
I work a lot by myself right now. We're working on some, building business here in the Hilliard area. So as much as I can do to keep my brain off of how not busy we are sometimes is good.
What are we drinking?
So this is that's a mocktail. We use the Lagunitas like hot fresher
that is so good.
with lime juice and just a little bit of cherry puree. And then
what's this one over here?
This is our house margarita.
Oh, that's really good. Like nicely balanced.
Yeah, these are probably some of my favorites. These are like more the fan favorites than anything. I like when we get to make specials and people order that. That's always, any chef will tell you that's
something different.
You put all the
you
effort.
get like instant gratification. You like send it out and you either watch people, you're like, all right, let's do it that way.
I love how open your kitchen is. You can see everything. We can see you cooking. It's like really an experience.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
Awesome. Okay, should we dig in? What's the appropriate way to eat these? Like,
I mean, you can knife and fork it, but you can grab it with your hands.
I like just
They're
gonna
tacos.
grab it. Let's be honest. Okay.
Who doesn't like stains on their shirt? It's just the way I live.
We're used to it around here, right? Oh my gosh. Beef cheeks, y'all. Beef cheeks.
Oh, that's so good. The combination of the two sauces together, the dried chilies and then the fresh herbs, it's so good.
That is torturous. I'm coming back in 1 month.
Nice.
I will be here. And I will
We have a
be
chip
back.
if we want. We give them like chips.
Thank you. Thank you for the chip. Great. Well, thank you so much for having us.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate
Always a pleasure. Let us know when brunch is back.
We will.
Definitely.
And thank y'all for watching. Join us next week for another episode of Crave TV.